You're Sarasota County's secret agent. Can you tell me what you do?
Yes, so I'm the Florida secret agent for Sarasota County, and as my role here is to educate the community about marine and coastal issues. So we work with different sectors of the community to help them improve the economic benefits or conserve the natural resources that we have. So basically, I focus on marine and coastal environments.
What inspired you to go into the marine science field?
Since I was a little kid, I was exposed to the outdoors, and I had the luxury to be able to snorkel since I was very young, and that did it for me. As soon as I got my first mask, I never wanted to leave the water, and I wanted to learn more about the underwater world. And as I was growing up, I started getting into scuba diving, surfing, and then I realized how much I love the oceans, and also how much help the ocean needed. There was a lot of issues that I saw in my country and around the world, things, marine environments being impacted, and that also it made me wanted to do something. So not just discover all the beauty and amazing things about the underworld, but also what could I do to help it to stay that way.
As you may know, I'm doing my Girl Scout Gold Award project on informing people about the danger balloon releases cause to animals. Do you have any experiences to share?
Yes. Well, that's a very good project that you're working on, and I love the title. You can edit that later. So we have a big problem right now. It's called marine debris. Since my main artifacts or things they ended up in the ocean, it's causing big problems, especially plastics. Balloons are made of plastics, so it's a type of plastic, and the problem is that animals might confuse them for food and ingest it. So when you release a balloon into the air, this might deflate and lying down in the ocean. It might look like a jellyfish, it might look like something else. Any kind of animal might swallow it either because they think it's a food or by accident, which can hurt them. It can hurt just the digestive system, so that's a bad thing. Also, the cords where these balloons have attached, they can entangle in certain animals. They might, kill them as well. So that's just a few examples of how a balloon can damage or can hurt wildlife. But in long term, also the plastic balloons are made. If let's say nothing ingested, plastic doesn't degrade. Plastic just becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. And the problem is that we still don't know how that can affect us. But that definitely will enter into their system. It can get into fish tissue. It can get into some other organisms. It can come back to us if we eat the fish. So we're still learning some of the potential harms of these things. But definitely entanglement and fish eating balloons and things like that, or other sea creatures eating plastic is a big thing. Yeah, it can create a big harm to this wildlife.
In my research, I have discovered there are such things as biodegradable balloons. Do you have any experiences with them? What is your opinion about them?
I don't have any experience with biodegradable balloons. However, I've been looking into biodegradable products. So because people recognize in the plastic, especially single-use plastic, like straws, utensils, food containers, things like that can only use one, then the plastic, as I was telling you, it doesn't degrade. It just becomes smaller and smaller. So they try with new products. They call them biodegradable plastics, but they're basically out of, most of them are made out of plants, fibers, like potato and things like that. And they do biodegrade, which is great. However, it can take a long time as well for them to biodegrade. And some of them, they won't biodegrade unless you, through the industry, you actually biodegrade them. So if you put them, just to explain that better, if you put the biodegradable product into the soil, it might take a long time for it to biodegrade, which is good to biodegrade, but it might take a very long time. And in the ocean, the problem is because the ocean is cold and dark, those products sometimes may take even longer. So when people think that this because it's a biodegradable product, that doesn't mean it's something that you can just throw away and it will just biodegrade. It will take a very, very long time. So yes, it's good that we're looking into alternative products like biodegradable, but still we need to be careful and not to make sure that we don't release those products into the environment, because again, it will take a very, very long time for them to biodegrade.
Ideas for things people can do instead of releasing balloons to remember loved ones?
Yes, I think it's a very noble, cause to try to remember your loved ones. I think releasing balloons, now that we know it's a big problem and it can create harm and pollutes our ocean, whatever they land, I think you can do many things. There's the people that would like to do, some release of balloon, things like that. There's actually some paper. I don't know how do they call them, but it's like a paper square where they put a candle, so it's made out of bamboo, and that thing burns. So that's a way if they want to see something like that go into the air, they actually just burn and it won't cause any harm. However, I think there's better ways to celebrate somebody's life. I mean, you can reunite people that love one. They all go to the beach. Let's say somebody really like the ocean. You can have them congregate at the beach, organize a cleanup. That would be a great way for them to honor a loved one. Or there's somebody loves the outdoors, just go take a hike and do a cleanup there, or donate to an organization that's working into conserving our natural resources. So I think those are better ways to actually honor somebody's life than actually releasing balloons and harming the environment.
What advice would you give to a person my age about going to the field of marine science?
My first advice is to be curious. If you don't have curiosity, then it will be hard to move into that field, because it's all about wanting to understand and learn more and answer questions. But my first advice, well, despite being curious, is second advice will be to explore. Get out there, try to understand things, expose yourself to many different things, talk to people, visit like aquariums, for example. Think of that. Volunteer. Through my career, some of the places I've been able to meet people or work with people that I admire is through volunteering with them. So if you're in high school, you can intern, like Marine Lab, they accept interns. So many different organizations like that, they take students. So if you really like to get into the field, it's really good that you get your hands-on experience. So participating in cleanups, participating in educational events that you can mentor other children, maybe younger than you, be part of summer camps, all that kind of stuff will help you through your career, and obviously get good grades. That will help as well get into the right institutions you would like to work with. But yeah, I think a lot of people should be going into the marine science field. There's so many different things that you can do, not just study fish. You can work with computers, you can work with models. If you like mathematics, you can do mathematics. If you like to actually be in microscope, you can be a microbiologist and work with microorganisms. So there's many different branches of marine science that you can do. You can be a captain of a boat. You can be a fisherman. So there's many different things that you can do. But again, just to summarize, be curious, try to get as much experience as you can, and just have fun.